Hey guys, Ralph Havens here, Beyond Limits. And it was back, I'm actually looking east right now towards Mount Baker. I'm in the upper northwest corner of the United States, Bellingham, Washington. And it was back in 2014 that we had moved. We were living in a rental place, a very temporary place for 7 months in Bellingham, trying to figure out what to do with our lives. And we decided to move out to this mountain and have a very simple life and kind of let go of a lot of the stuff that I've been doing for my entire professional life, helping people heal and doing physical therapy and integrative manual therapy. And I had a clinic in San Diego with 5 people, 5 physical therapists working for me, and then a whole team of office people and PR marketing people. And I had to let all that go. And the way that happened is quite remarkable, actually. And I had given up a lot of what had been my big dream. What I realized this morning was more in a greater depth of why I was doing what I'm doing and why I'm doing what I'm doing now. And I want to share it because I realized now that I had given up a bit back in 2014. And I remember thinking, wow, Ben, we didn't have Baden at the time, but Ben is going to have this great life in Bellingham. And something in me kind of hurt a bit when I thought, but we're going to go live out by this mountain because I don't know how to do a healing business without doing the insurance model that we had in San Diego, billing insurance companies and having doctors send us people, clients. And so we didn't know what to do. And we had a house in San Diego that we were selling, and we had a big nest egg of money. And we thought, let's just go live real simple because we don't know how else to live. So we thought we'll go be homesteaders and grow our own food. And maybe I'll do a little energy healing work with a few people, maybe a little bit on the internet. And I had a vision of hanging out at this one coffee shop that's out there that's organic with great coffee and by the mountain. And so we had this idea, but something in me knew I was giving up on something. And the thing is, it's kind of come full circle. And I want to talk about it a little bit because there's something I've seen that is going on, and it seems to be coming to a head. Right now it's the Olympic trials, and we're watching people wanting to go to the Olympics that are going to be in Tokyo later this summer. And the Americans are picking their team. The top 3 go in each event. And like Donovan Brazier, American record holder, favored to win the Olympics, and he didn't make it out of the final. He was last place in the final when he was expected to win it, at least get in the top 3 and go to Tokyo. And you wonder, is this some sort of like inner mindset thing? Because 4 years ago, he was also at the top of the game and at least top of the United States game, and he didn't make the team. And so what is that all about? And then they've been talking about like one runner who was dealing with a lot of they actually literally called it imposter syndrome. So she was physically able to qualify for the Olympics and run really well. And they were saying, yeah, she's had a lot of imposter syndrome, not feeling that she has the self-worth to like be at the top. And she's been working with a sports psychologist to work on this. And so I think she made it to the finals. So we'll see what happens. And then Courtney Fredericks, back in Rio 4 or 5 years ago now at the Olympics, unexpectedly won the silver medal. And her teammate, Emma Coburn, won the gold medal in the steeplechase, which is an event that's owned by the Kenyans. But they went 1-2 and beat the Kenyans at their own game. And so Courtney was thrust onto the scene as one of the top in the world. And they were talking about her in the middle of her heat. There's a heat, a semifinal kind of thing, and then the final. And in her heat, she tripped and fell, and she made it back, and she got into the final. So we'll see how she does in the final. But they were talking about how she's been having a really hard time dealing with success and being at the top and self-worth things. So sports are one of the biggest ways that this imposter syndrome shows up. And so also I've been working more and more with very, very, very influential people. And then hearing about people, working with people that also work with influential people. And what's coming up is even the people that make a lot of money in the entrepreneurial online world are dealing with stuff. And some of them are even still dealing with inner angst around things. And so I've got a process that we use. I use it with my one-on-one clients, and I want to share the whole framework with you right now and then give you a link so you can go look at it and use it if it's useful. Because as I was thinking about all this, I was thinking, one of the things that we look for is, who do we emulate? Who do we model our success after? Who's already done what we want? And I realized, yeah, there's people that I'm studying with, coaches that I'm learning from as far as the business side of running an online healing practice, business. The thing is, I wouldn't trade my life for anybody else's life, even the guys making a lot of money, because for years, my focus has been, I want a great family. I want a great family. And I want to be doing this, whatever we're doing, catapulting ourselves through time and space on our journey to do what we're here to do. I want my family with me. I want Jen and Ben and Baden. I want to do it with them. And we actually like hanging out with each other. And we look forward to hanging out with each other. And we have a good time hanging out with each other. And we're not wanting to just go work or get away from our family. So, and then I run in a beautiful forest, in the most beautiful forest on the planet that I found. It's like a dream come true. And I got my health back after 2 years of not being able to run, and 2 years of severe bone pain and depression, till I figured that out and got that back. So I've solved anxiety and tooth decay. I don't have teeth problems anymore. I don't have sweaty hands. I don't have anxiety. And I truly am at peace and happy. I'm happy. And yeah, there's goals, there's business goals, and there's stuff. There's also something that a lot of entrepreneurs say is, they say, if you make $20,000 a month, then you're selfish if you don't work hard to make $200,000 a month, because there's other people that you could help. And I don't buy it. Don't buy it at all. Sorry, you go do that. Maybe that's important to somebody else. Maybe the mission that you have is so big, and God bless you. Good luck. Have fun. Great job. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. It's like there's people that need to go big like that. And maybe our message gets bigger and bigger and just grows. What I got to do is keep myself on the North Star for us and my family. And, the guy that started Nike, his one of his boys wouldn't wear Nikes. He hated Nike, because he never saw his dad. And his dad had all of his adventures and all of his fun. Phil Knight, it's in the book Shoe Dog, his autobiography. He had all his adventures, all his fun, all of his stuff going on with his friends, but not with his sons. And one of his sons ended up dying in a diving accident in Mexico, I believe, somewhere down there. And it made me cry to think that, here this guy, he's like Nike, worldwide sensation, billions of dollars worth of money, and his boys really missed him. And so I guess it all depends on what's important to you. And so I've got a framework so you can see what's important to you, and I want to walk you through it. And if it's interesting to you, I'd love to hear what you notice. Let me just go grab it. Here it is. So I will, I'm going to share my screen and just give it to you, because I think these are the times that it's the most important, I believe. Right now, anxiety is at an all-time high. And I'm talking to a guy in one of our groups that works with the 25 to 30 something year olds. And he was quoting statistics, government statistics, that 85% of that age group are dealing with significant depression and anxiety. I mean, think about it. Their world has been completely disrupted, and they think that reality is on a little screen, and they're looking for connection, but they're trying to get it through TikTok and all these other things. It's like, right now, anxiety is at an all-time high. And when I've been talking to some of these influencers and the people that know the influencers, even those guys are dealing with a lot of serious stuff. And so what we've got is a way that I found to decide what is really important to you. Before you start going down this road of working so freaking hard to get what you want. If you're making millions of dollars, I'm talking to you. What do you really want? I mean, really, what do you really want? What's important to you? And so I'm going to walk you through a process that we use. And I'd love to hear how it goes. And this is good for anybody that's dealing with uncertainty and struggles and problems, whatever they are in your life. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Here we go. Okay, so this is it. And you can get it at ralphhavens.com/obstacle is the way. ralphhavens.com/obstacle is the way. And so here it is. So you fill this in first. If you were to suddenly lose X, whether it's your business or your family or your business and your family or your health or whatever it is that you've worked so hard to get in life, or the things that you're working towards, if you were to suddenly lose all of it, what would you do over the next 21 days to get it back? Do you have a plan? And you just can kind of sit with that a little bit and think, especially for the people that are already successful in business and in life. A lot of people look at them and go, oh, wow, such a success. But there's stuff that's still bugging you and stuff that's causing angst and stuff that's in the way. And maybe it's your health, maybe asthma or some sort of autoimmune condition, or your kids have a condition, or nobody seems to be happy in your family anyway, or somebody in your family doesn't like you. It's like, whatever that is, there's stuff that's still going on. So when you think about what the successes you had or the results you get for other people, or when you think about what you've accomplished and what's going on, if you were to suddenly lose it all, you have a plan. What would you do for the next 3 weeks to get it back? And we think of this as the worst case scenario. And why would we go talk about the worst case scenario? Because it's a doorway to clear whatever in you is in the way of your happiness and your open heart and you doing what you really, really, really want to do. It's what the ancient sages have said for years, to be at peace with the result you want and to be at peace without the result you want. Now, you're not going to do that by thinking it out. You're not going to convince yourself to be okay if everything fails. You're just not going to do it with your mind. Sorry. There's another way to do it, though. And why would you do that? Why would you want to be okay with not getting what you want? Because if you can be okay and at peace and happy with that, then that's unassailable. You are at peace and you are happiness. And you do have an open heart. And then you can go do stuff. And when you get stuff, you'll still be at peace and happy and have an open heart. Because so many people work so hard, 10, 20 years or more, and they get what they thought they wanted, and they don't have peace and they don't have happiness. And they're just not doing well on the inside. Maybe they're on a lot of drugs for anxiety, or depression, or a chronic medical condition. Maybe life just isn't so good at home, so they got to go work all the time. So this process is very, very powerful as a way to be at peace with the result you want, without the result you want. And what bubbles up is something quite interesting if you actually do it. If you do it, it's something you got to do. If you don't want to do any work, this isn't for you. If you just want to make a lot of money and you don't care about solving this inner stuff, it's not for you. This is for people that want stuff in the physical world, the money, the business, the life, the lifestyle. And what they really want, they want that too. So here we go. So here's a process you can try, and I'd love to hear what you think. And you can have it at ralphhavens.com/obstacle is the way. And so number one is to pray to God, or whatever you call God, and just ask for guidance and the ability to see the guidance. Here's a good one. The second one is just to take some time and before you go start doing a bunch of stuff, just sit in silence or go out in nature and just walk around in silence without even asking me any questions. You can have your journal on some of these walks or these stillness exercises, and just journal any ideas or solutions or thoughts that come to you. And then the question that you can ask is, what do I really want now? Now, when you ask that, it's a cool question because it's somewhat open-ended. So your body, your being, your spirit will go and search in all the possibilities of what you might do with your life, it'll start searching. So if you don't go looking for your answer and you just go, what do I really want? And then just sit in silence, something happens. And what you can do when you sit in silence, you ask a question, what do I really want? Is to notice what's happening in your body and just to sit with whatever it is. Like you might ask that question now, what do you really want? And then notice what's happening in your body and just sit with it. Just sit with it. I invite you to do that right now. And while I talk the rest of these out, there's 21 of them. You can just notice what's happening in your body and just stay with that. Just stay with whatever's happening. It's funny. It's sometimes you're told the secret of life and you miss it. I know I missed this one for many, many years. This is one of those things. Just sitting in and noticing what's happening in your body. Now, I love a version of Qigong, ancient Chinese exercises and movements and sounds called Wisdom Healing Qigong. You can get it at chicenter.com, CHICENTER.com, or reach out to me and I can give you the link. Ming Tong Gu, it's our Qigong master. And I really feel doing Qigong is very powerful, very important to get what you want in life. Another one is think about who has already done what you want. And that, is there a way to be there, if they're going to be your mentor or your coach? And if not, can you watch them on YouTube or learn from them? Like, who has done a version of what you want? And is there a way to be with them? And then in your journal, you can write down, what are your green dots? So green dots are things that would actually make things happen. You know, the work. What would move the needle? You know, make things happen. What do you actually need to do to have an impact, to make something happen? And so you can write down a bunch of these green dots. And then I would encourage you to pick 3 most important ones and do those green dots every day. Simple. Now, the interesting thing about that is it would be really cool to actually schedule it in so that it doesn't get to the end of the day and it's like, oh, I just want to go to bed. Like you want to schedule it in kind of like you always brush your teeth at the same time, you eat breakfast about the same time. Like, when is your green dot work? And then at the end of the day, you can reflect, well, how did the green dots go? Was there any problems? And then go in and peace process right before bedtime. That means right before bed, just go in and notice what you notice inside your body. Just hang out in your body for a few minutes. Number 12 is make sure you eat well, sleep well, and have a smile on your face. It's an interesting exercise. When you're walking or if you're running or doing some sort of sport, to notice how you feel in your body, like say you're walking or running, and then smile and notice how your body feels, and then frown and notice how your body feels. And one way to test it right now is squeeze your hands right here. And when you squeeze your hands, smile, and then squeeze your hands and frown, and then smile. Isn't that interesting? You're stronger when you smile. And it's interesting, if you start playing with this with a lot of activities, you find out that every part of your body works better if you just smile. So you can try that. For business goals, I would recommend reading a book called Expert Secrets. I'll just leave it at that, ralphhiggins.com/experts secrets. So there's 2 S's in the middle. I kind of put an extra S in there, but ralphhiggins.com/experts secrets. And you can get the how-to manual of how to run a business and do what you're here to do in the world. Highly recommend that. This is an interesting one. You can journal, or you can do little video recordings, and you don't even have to share them, but they can be privately held in like some sort of like document. And take little videos of reflections on the day and what's going on, your goals and your fears, and you'll notice over the months and years that you're different, because you might miss how much progress you've made if you don't document a little bit. So I find that useful. Here's a big one, especially if you've got depression or anxiety, especially depression. If you just help people, find somebody that needs help and see who really wants your help, and then just go help them. I'll leave it at that. Just It's a very powerful thing to do, is to go help somebody. It could be a simple thing about walking around town and just helping people when you see somebody needs a little help. Or if you've got a skill, you might want to help people. I recommend learning, if you're a business person, learn how to sell and learn how to market, because if other people don't know about you, you're not going to have a big impact. Again, ralphhavens.com/experts secrets, 2 S's in the middle there. And it'll take you to that book. 17 is be grateful. Be grateful to God, to spirit, to yourself, whatever you want to call the infinite. Just keep looking for things to be grateful for. You know, you're grateful for your health or your family or your kids, that you have a roof over your head, or that you can take a walk today, that the sun is shining, that you're alive. You know, just kind of keep that word around. And then every day I recommend spending some time where you're just still, without trying to meditate, without trying to do anything, without trying to fix anything, even without trying to piece process anything. Just be still and just notice the world. And then whenever you want, just pray, or whatever you want to call talking to and listening to the divine, to God. And here's this one, 20 is kind of like the same as 18. To notice what you see. Like if the trees are moving a little bit, if the traffic's going by, notice what you hear. Notice what you feel in your body. Notice what you smell. Notice what you taste. And you can simply notice your life. There's going to come a time when you're not, at least in this physical body, and I don't know what that's going to be like. In the meantime, you might want to notice what it's like to be you, what it's like to be alive, what it's like to see stuff, what you notice, what you see, what you hear, what you smell. This is another one of those secrets of the universe. Most people won't do it because it feels, it can feel like boring in the beginning, or like you should be doing something. There's a real power that comes, a real happiness that shows up when you can be with yourself without having to talk, without having to scroll your phone or listen to something or think about something. Most people won't do it. If you do sit and just notice your life from time to time, and when you're doing stuff, just notice your life. Something bubbles up. I'll leave it at that. And kind of a fun thing I like to do, maybe for other people it might be a sunset, which could also be cool, is find a way to watch the sunrise, if not every morning, at least quite a few mornings. So give that a try. Again, you can get this whole thing, and I'm expanding it. It's in our Atomic Success Secrets program. If you're interested in that, you can look for that. For right now, go to ralphhavens.com/obstacle is the way, and you can grab this. Yeah. Okay. Hope this helps. Let me know if it helps. And let's get out there and heal yourself and heal the world. All right, you guys.